Mabuhay, everyone. We welcome all of you to the Synergies. Happy Valentine's Day. Sit back and relax. We mute in five, four.
Mabuhay! In behalf of the Rotary Club of Baguio Summer Capital, Philippines, this is President Tolitz Villanueva calling this 8th Synergy meeting to order.
God, creator of the heavens and universe, you are worthy of our praises. In you alone we pray and submit ourselves, for we are nothing without you. We humbly ask your forgiveness and mercy. We gather here today with the intent of doing good in thy name. Guide us to the right path. May our efforts be blessed with insights, understanding, wisdom, and respect for all. Teach us to keep in mind the needs of our community and to be of service above self always. May our deep faith in you give us the strength to act honestly and well in all matters before us. Amen.
Thank you, President Carlito Villanueva, for the warm greetings. Good evening and happy Valentine's Day to Rotarians from all over the world. Welcome to the February meeting of the Synergy Rotary Friendship Alliance. My name is Steve Catting from your host, the Rotary Club of Baguio, Summer Capital in the Philippines, and I will be your Master of Ceremonies this evening. We're excited to have, as our guest of honor and speaker, the Rotary International President-elect Shektar Mehta. But before we meet President-elect Mehta and begin the program proper, let me ask you to make a few changes on your computer or laptop to improve program dialogue. First, to better identify individual participants, please enact a name change format as displayed on your screen. Second, to eliminate background noise, please mute your microphone during the course of the program. Thank you very much for the name change format as well as the muting of your microphone. To begin the program, may I call on District Governor Jess Sam of District 3790 in the Philippines for the opening remarks.
Aray President-elect Sekhar Mehta, other guests and dignitaries. Good evening. I am District Governor Jess Sama of the Rotary Club of Villa de Bacolor, District 3790, Philippines. It is my privilege and pleasure to welcome you in behalf of the Rotary Club of Baguio Summer Capital, the club with 41 members and officers based in Baguio City, Philippines. A consistent donor to the Rotary Foundation and one of the strongest clubs in our district. It was chartered in 1999 and the current president is Carlito Villanueva. Synergy is an alliance of 11 nations of Rotary clubs in ASEAN region. Its primary aim is to have joint forces in serving that will make an impact and create friendship, camaraderie, peace, and understanding. Synergy fosters strong friendship among clubs across the nation. Harness the power of the internationality of Rotary. Organize joint meetings on a scale that single club or country can't do. Progress later to international exchange programs and global grants. So friends, Rotarians, and guests, relax and listen to our great speakers. Welcome, everyone. Mabuhay!
Thank you, District Governor Jess Sama, for the opening remarks. May I now invite District Governor-elect Bindi Rajasagaran of District 3300 in Malaysia for the introduction of the Rotary International President-elect.
Thank you. Thank you for this privilege and honor. Now, how do I introduce the shaker of the Rotary world? The man who holds the record has the most introduced Rotarian of recent times. Incoming RI President Shaker not only lives by big dreams, but also leads by the front. His mantra is do more and grow more. His biggest dream is to grow Rotary, and he is living proof of service above self and always thinks about others first rather than himself. His journey in Rotary started 35 years ago. Coming from a very privileged background, President-elect Shaker had his Rotary moment when he served in the rural areas of India. And it was this experience that made him resolve that he would look beyond himself and embrace humanity. He has been instrumental in doing numerous projects, big and small, in many areas, including helping to provide clean drinking water, enhance the education system, set up world-class facilities, provide eyesight to the blind, food to the hungry, homes to the homeless, set up schools and hospitals, provided water in parched villages, brought dignity to people by providing toilets in their homes, given the gift of life by doing 1,500 heart surgeries for children, initiated the TEACH program of literacy and education, which has impacted the lives of thousands of children, and building 500 homes after the tsunami. Incoming RI President Shekhar Mehta is from the Rotary Club of Calcutta Mahanagar, West Bengal, India. An accountant by profession and is chairman of Skyline Group, a real estate development company he founded. He is also director of Operation Eyesight Universal India, a Canada-based organization. President-elect Shaker has received Rotary Service Above Self Award and the Rotary Foundation Citation for Meritorious Service and Distinguished Service Awards. He and incoming First Lady Rashi are major donors and members of the Bequest Society. Honorable guests, please join me in welcoming a world of good incoming RI President Shekhar Mehta.
Hello, everyone. It's absolutely a privilege for me to be with all of you, though virtually. It's really great to know of this concept of synergy. I like this idea. 11 districts, 11 countries, 13 clubs coming together and utilizing the best possible way of connecting, of finding opportunities from Rotary and doing events, programs. And I'm sure I'm aware that it is getting emulated at other places. I think it's a great initiative you all have taken, and let me compliment each and every one of you who's involved with this. Thank you, Oyan, for inviting me. It reminds me of my various visits to this area, and of course to Manila also, when my dear friend Gillier invited me there. I look forward to coming again to the presidential conference, and this time probably at the invitation of Rafi Garcia. Rafi and I were on the board for 6 months as I was getting in as the president nominee. He was finishing his term as the director on the board. Gillier and I have served together as as governors in the year 2000, Gillier. So it's absolutely a pleasure to see so many people from Malaysia. Malaysia is a place where as director I had to look after, and one of my institutes was held there. So I see so many of my friends here. Good to see all of you, and thank you, Bindi, for that introduction. Bindi probably is amongst the most seen governors-elect that I see in the various Zoom calls that I keep moving from one place to the other. All the other governors-elect, governors, and all the other senior Rotarians, and I see so many from all parts of the world. A good day to all of you. So I think synergy is a great gift that this pandemic has given us. But for the pandemic, I wonder whether we would have been able to, you would have thought of synergy. So I've always felt that Rotarians are people who look at opportunities in challenging times. They look at opportunities in difficulties rather than difficulties in opportunities. So in times when our membership is going down, I am asking each of you to grow the membership. Crazy thought, but that's what dreams are made of, crazy thoughts. Then we work towards them and turn dreams into reality. Friends, what we have not done in 17 years, I'm challenging you to do in 17 months. But you may say that's a crazy thought. Yes, it may be, but I tell you it's absolutely achievable. All we need to do is each one get one. And if each of us got one, I promise you, we will reach the desired number that we are looking at, which is 1.3 million. For the last more than 20 years, I've been hearing our membership is at 1.2 million. I want to change this. I'm sure many of you want to change this. So those of you who feel that in the next 17 months, you will be able to get just one member into Rotary, will you raise your hand along with me? I am ready to bring one member in the next 17 months. Let's see how many of you are ready to bring. Wow, keep your hands up. And if you allow me, let me take a picture of this. Wow, I love this. I love this site. This is one, and you know, people say, oh, we may not be able to grow. They have to see these pictures. Wow, wow. Every frame, everybody's hand is up. And we have 300 people here. And there are past directors, there are incoming directors, there are past trustees. I can see Sankuyun also. Sanku, your hand is, you're writing something. Pick up your hand. Yeah, his both hands are up. Because he's late, so both his hands are up. Can we give Sanku a huge round of applause for that outstanding international assembly that he organized as the moderator of it? Wow, Sanku, amazing. Thank you guys. You can put your hands down. So we have 300 here, 307 people, and I could go up to, there are 13 screens if I went to, I only went up to 6 of them, and I found everyone raising their hand. Friends, and this is an exercise I've conducted across the world, whether I was in Urs Klem's area, or whether I was in Japan, I was in Europe, America, Australia, South America, Africa, everywhere the response has just been unanimous. Everybody said in the next 17 months, I'll get one member. Now, all you need to do is get back to your club. Let's spread this word and keep convincing, keep telling people. Every month we need to tell, okay, you made a promise, you'll bring one. So Venka, go and do this. Peter, Jal, Queen, all of us, Melavati, we need to, Peter, we all need to go and do this to our clubs. And I'm sure Bindi is going to ensure that every club, every Rotarian gets this message. Queen Kiran, you also do that, please. So friends, so many of you friends are here. I'm so happy. And I'm sure you'll be able to do just as Dilip Patnaik also will be able to do. So it is something that can be done. When people say it may be difficult, you know, the vaccine for polio took 29 years to make. 28 years. For Ebola, it took 4 years. For COVID, it has taken only 9 months. So it is not an impossible thing to do that. Before COVID, could anybody think it's possible to get the vaccine in 9 months' time? No. Necessity is the mother of invention. We all work very hard when there is a necessity. And if there ever was a necessity of increasing our members, it is now because our membership has fallen. Because of COVID, it has fallen, and there is a need now to make a surge and bring it up. But we'll not just get members, we will retain them also. So our membership count will not be on 30th June 2022. We will count it one day later on 1st of July, by when normally there is a fall in membership. We will ensure that we retain every person that we bring in. The idea is not to open our front doors for everyone to come in and let them slip out of the back door. So let's engage our members. And again, the virtual world is the best way to engage people. How easily I have been able to come. I saw your roster of people who have come and spoken to you. Before me, Holger had come, Jennifer had come, Ravindran had come, so many other people. Gulam Vanvati was here, Gita Manek was there. Now imagine, but for this virtual world, you think you would have been able to get even one of these people to come so easily? Difficult. So let's use the virtual world. Our meetings, my club organized one of the meetings. We had 2,400 people at a regular weekly meeting. 2,400 people, because the speaker was outstanding. He was a motivational speaker. Many of you would have attended that Shiv Khera. So friends, it's possible. I know of so many other clubs who are doing amazing projects on the virtual world. So let's make use of that. And even as we make use of that, let's form new clubs. Virtual clubs to me are the big thing to happen. Virtual clubs, hybrid clubs. I want to go back to my club and say, let's make our club to be a hybrid club. 2 meetings in person, 2 meetings virtual. Or maybe every meeting is a hybrid meeting where people are in person and virtually also. So friends, there are various ways of growth, but I tell you the sure shot way to reach that 1.3 million mark would be each one bring one. So that's as far as grow more is concerned. But grow more for what? For do more. And that is something that I request each and every one of you. You've heard the theme by now. If you haven't, you can see it behind me. Serve to change lives. I joined Rotary when I was just 25 years old. Service was the last thing on my mind. As Bindi mentioned, I came from a privileged family, a silver spoon I had on birth. I didn't know the problems of other people. Till I joined Rotary Club, and my club took me to those rural areas where I was amazed to see their conditions. I mean, they drank the same water where they bathed in the same pond without even filtering it. They did not have toilets at their homes. Over the last 7 years, I have, through my own club, put up 7,000 toilets in rural West Bengal, in the state that I live. And you know, these toilets, in comparison to their homes, even today, they look like Taj Mahals. Because their homes are all kacha homes. They are not brick built, mud houses they have, thatched roofs, hay roofs. And next to it, we make a nice toilet for them. So What I saw then was no toilets, no sanitation facilities, no water, clean drinking water. The school girls had to walk for 4 to 5 kilometers through mud and slush in rainy times to reach a place called school, which was just under a tree. And it would happen if it did not rain. It was too sunny, even then you had to sit there in sweltering heat. The black painted wall was the only blackboard those children had seen. And that's when prompted me to see that, understand that this world is divided in two parts. Half the world has enough, and the other half does not have enough. Gandhi had said, there is enough in this world for every man's need, but not enough even for one man's greed. How true it is. But you and I, as Rotarians, ensure that we try to take things from where there is abundance to place where there is shortfall. And we are doing an amazing job out of it. Our global grants are an outstanding example. Polio eradication program itself is such an outstanding example. America, Europe, they did not have polio. They did not have to come to India, Pakistan, Nigeria, Ghana, and all these places, to Bangladesh, to Nepal, to our countries, to give those polio drops. Each year, hundreds and hundreds of people from America, from Europe, from Australia came to India and other parts of this part of the world and to Africa just to give those 2 drops of polio, because they wanted to change the lives of those children. And we have changed. We have changed lives of 19 million children. We have given doses to 3 billion children through polio, and 19 million children today are able to walk because they did not die or did not get paralyzed because of polio, because you and I gave those drops to 3 billion children so that their lives could change. Each of you has been involved in projects, big, small, that is not the criteria. It's the attitude of service which is important. And if there is an organization which imbibes into us the attitude of service, of helping others, of caring for others, of serving others, of thinking of others before we think of ourselves, I think Rotary is just outstanding in that aspect. But for Rotary, I don't think I would have been blessed enough to be able to even mend the hearts of a few children. But because of my Rotary Club, because of fellow Rotarians, 2,500 children, their heart surgeries have been possible, and I feel blessed that I was involved in them. And the program has now become an India-wide program where 20,000 heart surgeries have been done for children. Just 20 days back, 3 children from Afghanistan came for their heart surgeries to my club. What a sight it was to see those children. Of course, I did not go to the hospital, but I saw their pictures. One of them 8 months, one of them 10 months, and one of them 3 years old. They came from Afghanistan because this facility wasn't available there. Just about 20 days back, another child had come from Africa. I had gone to a meeting like this in Africa, and I had given them an open offer. You send us as many children as you want, and we'll get their free heart surgeries done. Friends, a mother and father wait for 9 months for their bundle of joy to come to this world. And when it comes, their joy is endless, absolutely. Till in some time they find that their child is becoming blue. And it's called a blue baby, born with a hole in the heart. It pierces a hole in the heart of the parents also. Forget the pocket of the parents. Of the hundreds and hundreds of parents that I have met, I have not come across one parent who had enough money to get the surgery done themselves. They would have to not save a single penny for the next 3 years. Only then would they be able to get their surgery of this child done. But the child won't survive for 3 years. So when you change that life, when you save that life, you don't just change one life, the entire family. If something happened to someone in my family, everyone is getting affected. When we put just heart surgeries is a big deal. When we put just artificial limbs to 2 people, and they come crawling to this center, because of a global grant, you fit 2 limbs to them and they start walking. You have not only given them a new life, dignity to their life, dignity to their entire family. When we go and build those toilets, the women now don't have to go into the open. A family of 5 is now going to be living in these modern times, taking care of their modesty. Friends, each of us has had these opportunities. But now a time has come for an organization which is 116 years old, which has leaders like these that I'm seeing 351 here, and which is spread in more than 200 countries and has its legacy nearly eradicating a disease from the face of earth. I think our projects and programs have to be of a huge scale. And I invite each of you. You are people who are outstanding Rotarians. I know so many of you who do some amazing work. And one of them, Shahul Hamid, Tapan Rao. Rahul, I'm told his club has done more than nearly 100 global grants in so many different countries. It's amazing, absolutely. Next time, I would suggest maybe 5 clubs, 10 clubs come together, put all your resources and make such a difference that you change the entire education system or the water and sanitation system in a country itself. You want to do it near home, I'll tell you, do it in Nepal. Just the coming week, I'm going and meeting the education minister of Nepal. I would urge him, tell him that you put televisions and projectors in every classroom or every school in Nepal, and Rotary will provide the entire content. We have done just this in India, a large country like India, where more than 15 million children every day are, did I say less? Sorry, 150 million children. 150 million children daily are using the content that has been developed by Rotary. It's an audiovisual content. The very methodology of teaching has changed and is changing. It'll be so easy in Nepal because there's just one language. In India, the language changes every 200 kilometers. You could do it in Bangladesh. You could do it in Pakistan. You want to do it in Africa, any of the countries, it's easy to do. In fact, now I'm talking to the education minister of one of the African countries. She and I had a meeting just a few days back, and where we are now going to do a pilot for the e-learning system in their country. So that's another message I would like to leave with you. Let us do projects and programs where we have a role in the nation building process. If we can do it in a country like India, which is so vast with such huge population, I'm sure smaller countries are just waiting for our initiatives. We could go and change the sanitation facilities in a country. Over not 1 year, maybe over a period of 4 to 5 years, it's absolutely possible. So my messages are let's grow, do something that we have never ever done. That is very simple method, each one bring one. And secondly, let's do programs of impact. Very recently, you heard the program that is being done in Honduras, which is for against malaria. Now, we gave $2 million, but the ultimate result is $6 million worth of one single project. I do hope that we are able to do projects of that size, where we go in a country and we make a difference there. And even while we are doing that, let the overarching theme be of empowering girls. So if we are sending children back to school, we give a little more emphasis to the girl. If we are looking at their health, can we care for their menstrual health and other health, including their nutrition, especially when they are pregnant? Can we take care of that? Can we give them facilities like bicycles in rural areas and places like Bangladesh, Nepal, India, Pakistan, maybe other countries, maybe in Africa? Just give them bicycles so that they can go and come back from their school easily. In a country like India, the enrollment rate of children is 96%. But by the time they reach class 10, the dropout rate is 50%, and the majority of them are girls. So next year, let us all try to empower the girls. Friends, it is all in our hands if we wish to do. The biggest gift, and let me tell you, this is what I had penned for the theme for this year. The biggest gift we are given is the power to touch a life, to change, to make a difference in the circle of life. If we can reach out with our hand, heart, and soul, the magic will begin to happen as the wheel begins to roll. Let's turn the wheel together so all humanity thrives. We have the power and the magic to serve, to change lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Rotary International President-elect Shekhar Mehta, for the inspirational speech. We look forward to working with you in Rotary International year 2021-2022. May I now invite Rotary International Director-elect Mahesh Kotbagi from India for the question and answer session with the Rotary International President-elect. For this session, may we request that you mute your microphone and post your question on the chat box on your screen.
Hello, friends. What a wonderful speech our world president just delivered. I think almost every country's best volunteer was known to him, and the work was outspoken by him. First of all, let me compliment the entire synergy and the synergy milestones. The entire concept when people talked about COVID and the logo and the monogram which you depicted, it is a very beautiful butterfly. My special compliments to the creator who did this for this particular synergy program. And particularly when I saw that butterfly and I thought, let me link your questions with our world president by saying that what the caterpillar calls the end of the world, the master calls the butterfly. I think at one side, when the world was saying everything is getting ended, I think you people have come up with the colorful thoughts of this particular synergy of getting so many countries to the one global world. Shekhar, there is one question which is coming up from most of the country and most of the Rotarians. They know that you dream always big and you have great ideas. So one of the most important question is, they're saying that which dream and what day did you get a dream to put a theme called Serve to Change Lives?
So there was no dream. Anybody who knew me would have guessed that the word service or serve would definitely be a part of the theme. So at least 25 to 30% was taken care of. One or two other prepositions have to be in a phrase. And somewhere at a brainstorming meeting in Calcutta only, where many of you were present, I had caught on to the word change. I'm not a great supporter of change for the sake of change, but changing lives by serving people is something I strongly, strongly believe in. And I give you examples. When you do that heart surgery, it's not a number. You are changing the life of the entire family. You put one artificial limb, only 2,000 rupees, and you change the lives of the entire family. I think no one does this better than Rotarians do. And I think that's what we wanted to do. And very frankly, Mahesh, it took us only half an hour or 45 minutes to decide on the theme.
Thank you so much. It's such an apt theme for especially a person like you who have been working so hard on so many aspects. There's one question coming up from Malaysia, that we speak multi-languages, but Rotary speaks English, and that limits us on membership, especially with each one, grow one. So what is your suggestion on that?
So I always say, conduct your meetings in your local language if you feel like. Meetings in Japan are not conducted in English. When Sakuji Tanaka became the president of Rotary, I was on the board of directors. He did not speak English, and he did not have to. He was just as effective as any English-speaking president. So do make people comfortable. They should be comfortable in being able to communicate, in being able to express, in being able to understand. So while every language in the world cannot become the official language, but if you wish, you could volunteer or even pay for getting translation of various things done. I'll give you an example. One of our regional magazines is Rotary News. Very recently, just maybe 2 to 3 years back, we found that there was a huge demand for it to be converted into one of the regional languages, which is Tamil. Earlier, we had only two languages, English and Hindi, but now we've also come up with a Tamil version. So if you find that there is enough number and it economics works out, go ahead. Get things printed in the language that you wish to. President's manuals, secretaries' manuals, I'm aware, are being printed in regional languages in India.
Absolutely. I think the language is not the barrier to grow Rotary, and that is the reason we are more than in 200 countries now. I think one resemblance always happens. Shakers literacy mission, women literacy as the priority. Shakers RI boards participation with almost 49% of women in the board. And of course, the new mission of empowering girls. So people are here wants to know your thought process and how they can help you in empowering girls program.
So I just now mentioned what are the things that we could do in empowering girls. But let me give a little more into details. So you want to empower girls, it could be in the various areas of focus. Let me first take basic education literacy itself. You could sponsor scholarships for girl child. You could ensure that the girl child who's dropping out of school gets back to school. So start bridge courses for those children if required. Start special classes or do free tuitions for them if needed. As I mentioned, give them things like cycles or even solar lanterns. There are areas in this world where there is no electricity, and these girls at home, after coming from school, they have to do the household chores. And by the time they get to study something, it's already dark and there's no electricity. Provide them maybe with solar lanterns. That's something that could be done. Another thing I feel is getting to start teaching self-defense techniques to girls in schools. Start with a pilot and thereafter work with your government to make it a part of the curriculum itself. Menstrual hygiene management. I mean, I've very recently had a meeting with a few companies who are manufacturing these reusable sanitary napkins. Extremely good in the sense for 2 years for only 200 Indian rupees, which is only what, $3, you can use the pack of 5 for 2 years. So the advantage is economically good. Secondly, they don't use things like leaves, torn cloths, etc. in rural areas. That's what they do in India and the other parts of the world. So it becomes hygienic so health issues for the women, and very importantly, also it is eco-friendly. Because disposal of the sanitary pads as well as its packing, etc., is a big issue. So these are some of the areas as far as basic education literacy you could do. When you go to schools and do wash in school programs, do ensure that there is adequate toilets for girls also. Gender segregated toilets should be there. So that's a program under WASH that you can do. You want to do a program on peace. How about starting a helpline on counseling? So women who are discriminated, who are victims of violence and who do not want to get into the legal aspect but need some counseling, some help, you could start a helpline for them. So there are so many other things that could be done. Suit yourself. What is needed in your community, please go ahead and do that.
Thank you so much. Most of us, whenever we travel, we always come experience when there is no gender separated toilet, what feeling we get. Because I think the refreshing of the mind is the most important in terms of, feeling healthy. There is one more question coming up from Singapore is the new area of focus of Rotary Foundation, which allows us to do environmental work. What is your priority under environmental avenue?
Again, there is nothing called my priority. My priority, I've given it. And again, it was not just my priority. I brought it to the incoming board. I had an informal meeting with them and I gave them 10 items. They decided, no, empowering girls is things that we wish to do. It's not my idea alone. It's a combined idea, and that's how I like to work always. It has to be our thought. So I just saw Urs Clem here. Urs Clem is one of the task force people. And how passionate he is about this empowering girls. He's probably more passionate than even I am. Elizabeth Usoviz, who's heading that task force, she's more passionate. So is A.S. Venkatesh, Venki from Chennai. So about environment also, there are various things that you could do. No plastics, say no to plastics. That's a very important thing. Composting, planting trees, alternate energy, solar energy, uh, joining up of rivers. I mean, the programs can be huge and they can even be small. In all areas of focus, also there is some element of environment. Definitely, when you put check dams under wash, I mean, it is ultimately helping the environment. When you build toilets, then you're not defecating in the open. It is a matter of environment. So these are some of the things that could be done under environment.
Shekhar, we all have been listening. Your priority about membership growth, the district's growth. So there is one RC Melavati from District 3300. So they are saying is, we would like to have a membership at a local level, but since the global borders are widely open, and some programs like now what we're witnessing, like a Synergy Friendship Alliance, we'll also like to be a member of the E-Club, whereas right now, to become the member of 2 different forums is not eligible. So what will be your thought line on that?
So I told you, convert your club into a hybrid club. Simple. You will have the best of both worlds. You can have whenever you want, go in-person meeting. When you don't want, you can have virtual meetings.
I think that's a great idea.
And I'm very serious. I myself want to make, the moment my club starts, I'm going to tell them, let's make it a hybrid club. When the pandemic is over, let us not miss out on the things that we've learned from the pandemic. Let's not lose that. I have learned long time back when I worked for Tsunami in Andaman Nicobar Islands. You know, I had gone there to do some basic work. I was wanting to build homes, and the secretary of that state, he was talking to me about telemedicine. I said, people don't have bread, and this man is talking about cakes. But that was a lesson I learned. Every disaster gives us an opportunity to leap forward and improve our abilities far more than what they were earlier. Let's take advantage of learnings of the pandemic and let's not lose them.
Thank you so much. Since we have given a Rotaract a very prominent status now, there's a question which is coming up. Do we have any plans for the annex or interactors in future?
We already have a plan for interactors. There is an Interact Club. And our children should definitely be encouraged to either join an Interact Club or a Rotary Club. That's it. I mean, what else do we want? We take care of them when they're in their teens. Just out of their teens, we take care of them in Rotary. And now from Rotary to Rotary, it's absolutely open. You can have a Rotary Club age limit even at 40, 45, 50, whatever you wish to. And then transition into Rotary clubs. I think there is already provision, and Rotaract, this decision about making Rotaract a type of membership is one of the best decisions we have taken in recent times. It'll have long-term advantages for Rotary. In a couple of years, I tell you, Mahesh, the membership of Rotary will be a combined membership of Rotaract and Rotary.
Absolutely.
Then the membership suddenly will shoot up.
Absolutely. Let's come up with the last question, looking at the time. Will Rotary continue with the COVID in terms of advocacy or in terms of supporting financially?
So the board has taken a decision that yes, we want to carry on the work of COVID, because if in this world, in the civil society, who are the vaccination people? Rotarians. Who understands vaccine better than us? We have given vaccines to 3 billion children. So we understand vaccine. So, but at the same time, this vaccination is quite different from the polio vaccination. Polio vaccination, we had to go from home to home, door to door, convince people to take it. Here, the demand is more than the supply is. So initially there won't be a problem. We will come at a stage where either we would have won the war over pandemic and there would be no need for us to do advocacy, but there may be a situation where after initial 6, 7, 8 months, there is a need, there is a resistance to vaccination. And till that time, there is not herd immunity in the community. So you and I will have to there at that time work with the people and convince them that yes, vaccination is a good thing. So vaccine resistance is one area where we can work, and rest we have said individual districts should go and work with their governments. Whatever need your government needs, please work with them and provide that help. In India, just the other day, the government invited Rotary Club of Madras, and they said, okay, we want, these are the things that we need from you. Can you help? And Rotary Club of Madras said, absolutely. And they are now becoming the hub in coordination with the government of Tamil Nadu. And they will be working with the government for various things, for far outreach places where the vaccine has to be taken, transportation of vaccine, vaccine resistance, etc. There are various things that can be done. As far as funding is concerned, Rotary Foundation just took a decision that there will be no funding for vaccination. You can take funding for other purposes, but for buying vaccine, there will be no funds, because that is in direct conflict with our program for polio.
I think thank you so much for that clarification. People are waiting for that. So friends, I think if you really again link with the theme serve to change lives, our world president is looking at all of you, looking at the trust and looking that you are going to be great volunteers. Coming back to my beginning, I think it's something like the butterflies are so colorful, but they can't see their wings. We Rotarians are similar. We have got great potential. And I think we must be the similar pattern that our work should be seen by people. Thanks for that lovely conversation, President. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure being with all of you.
We congratulate our participants for the interesting questions. Thank you, Rotary International President-elect Mehta, for enlightening us on your plans for Rotary year 2021-2022. We now call on President Sushil Shretha of the Rotary Club of Dhulikhel in Nepal for the invitation to the March Synergy meeting.
Respected Rotary leaders and fellow Rotarians, Namaste, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from the land of Mount Everest, birthplace of Lord Buddha, and District 392, Nepal, Bhutan. It is our pleasure and privilege to host the upcoming meeting of Synergy Rotary Friendship Alliance on March 5, 2021. On behalf of RC Dhulikhel, I would like to extend a hearty welcome to the entire Rotary family. We are eagerly waiting to greet you with our traditional Nepalese customs and culture. We thank PDG Sunil Chakaria, who conceived for this alliance and has always been instrumental in connecting the South and Southeast Asia Rotary friendship with the rest of the world. I must appreciate our own PDG Keshav Kumar, the charter member of my home club, who has always been supportive and inspiring us to collaborate with international clubs for developing synergy. We are now proud to be a member of Synergy Rotary Friendship Alliance. Talking about Nepal, it is a landlocked, mountainous country located between India and China. It is well known for its impressive Himalayan ranges and deep valleys that shape the landscape. Many of Nepalese culture is deeply steeped in tradition and religion. We are very proud that our country has never been colonized by Western countries. Dhulikhel is a small and beautiful old touristic town, also with village atmosphere with nature, culture, and adventure, situated at 1600 meters above sea level. It is located at a distance of 30 kilometers east of Nepal's capital city, Kathmandu. It is a historic town with temples and settlement from as far back as 5th century AD. One of the old tourist destinations of Nepal, you can enjoy spectacular 180 degrees views of mountains. RC Dhulikhel was chartered on 25th June 1997 with Professor Dr. Suresh Raj Sharma, the founder Vice Chancellor of Kathmandu University, as its charter president. We are proud to inform that RC Dhulikhel is the first club in Nepal, Bhutan to start the global grant. Since then, we are able to do more than 26 global grants. RC Dhulihal is only the club in Nepal to implement global grants in all 7 areas of focus. Since last 3 years, RC Dhulihal has implementing 10 global grants and up to 65 other projects in average every year. Till date, we are proud that RC Dhulihal has supported the community with its project values more than 7 million USD. Membership wise, currently we have the total members base of 36 and 10 female members and 4 couple members in contributing to the Rotary Foundations. We have donated up to 134,400 US dollar in one single year. Corona pandemic was never thought to be such a derailing factor for person, society, community, economy, country, and world as a whole in such a devastating way. The Synergy Rotary Friendship Alliance is evidence that Rotarians were able to bounce back from the COVID-19 pandemic to connect the world for sharing knowledge, creating opportunities, and bringing clubs together, which will definitely benefit the community from the vast resources of brotherhood. Many of you must already know that RI past President Barry Russian will be our keynote speaker on the topic The River of Change in Rotary on March 5 Synergy Meet. He is also the chairman of the Shaping Rotary's Future Committee. We will also have Trustee Dean Rhodes, Vice Chairman, and PDG Gauri Rajan, member of this committee. Besides, our own DG Raj Pokhrel and PDG Kesar Kumar of our district 3292. Last but not the least, as Charles Darwin said, it is not the strongest or the most intelligent who will survive, but those who can best manage change. So, best managing with adaptation to change in our Rotary and best positioning on serving to humanity in the world would keep us everlasting motivating values to service above self. I invite, humbly request for your grand presence in Synergy Virtual Meet on May 5. Thank you all. See you on March 5, 2021. Namaste.
Thank you, President Sushil Chareta, for the invitation to the March Synergy meeting in Nepal. May we now invite Rotary Foundation trustee Sang-Koo Yoon from Korea for the closing remarks, as well as the recent changes in the Rotary Foundation global grant structure.
Thank you. Thank you. Mabuhay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. 안녕하세요. Greetings from Seoul, Korea. I'm grateful for this opportunity to be invited and to have this privilege of disseminating recent changes in Rotary policy to the Rotary leaders of many countries in the region. First, on behalf of trustees of Rotary Foundation, I would like to extend our sincere gratitude for your relentless generosity to our foundation. Now, I've been asked to speak about the policy changes in the World Fund, but allow me to begin with a question. Could I see a show of hands, those who give to the annual fund? Great. Thank you. Thank you. For example, when you donate $1,000 to Rotary Foundation and become a Polaris Fellow, what happens to that money? Yes, Rotary Foundation invests it for 3 years, making an earning, which is the source of operation and administrative expenses. After the 3 years, one half, $500, comes back to your district as DDF, and the other half, the other $500, goes to the World Fund. So that amount going to the World Fund is finite sum of the annual fund, giving 3 years back. Please remember that. Let me ask you again, a show of hands for those who are involved in the Global Grant Project. Great, thank you. What is the attraction of Global Grant? It is a merit. Its merit is the fund you have contributed will be matched by the Rotary Foundation. And this matching is by the World Fund. And that matching by the World Fund doubles the impact of your project. And everyone likes that. You may recall in 2013-14, Future Vision made a complete overhaul of Rotary Foundation programs for more impact and better effectiveness. The first year of the Future Vision, there were 868 global grants worth $47.3 million. Soon, Global Grant Program became popular globally. By 2019-2020, 1,359 global grant projects were awarded, worth $95.6 million. And the trend grew even faster with the advent of COVID-19 as the urgent needs exploded. As you can see, the Global Grant Program is a huge success. It grew over 100% in 8 years. And what does that mean for the World Fund? The need to match also grew over 100%. But what happened to the very source of the World Fund, which is the annual fund, your PHFs, in the same 8-year period? I'm afraid it grew only 6%. Do you see the disparity? The source of supply to the World Fund grew 6%, while the demand to match grew over 100%. In other words, the demand far exceeds the supply, and I'm afraid Rotary Foundation does not print money. I wish we could. So, while we have a huge success in our Global Grant Program, paradoxically, we are faced with continued buildup in the shortage of the World Fund. The trustees of Rotary Foundation searched for the right formula that will be equitable and not a quick fix. Trustees had deliberated for months over 12 options and delved into one in the quest of the best solution. In the meantime, there were measures to relieve pressure on the World Fund by both Rotary International and Rotary Foundation, as well as the Secretariat. The Secretariat reviewed its expenses and came up with $4.4 million to the World Fund. Then both RI Board and Rotary Foundation trustees recently transferred $15 million to the World Fund from the Foundation's operating reserve and RI's budget surplus. Almost totally $20 million was added to the World Fund available for this year. However, unfortunately, this is not enough to fulfill the applications that are expected to be submitted. Plus, this financial shortfall is expected to continue in the coming years. So what does the trustees decide to do about? Well, let me give you an analogy. A household breadwinner with one child worked hard, and saved $100,000 in his life savings. And 8 years later, there are 2 children now, but the life savings has not grown. Yet the cost of education and living is doubling. Let's say you are in that person's shoe. How would you divide the finite sum of your life savings for the 2 children? Would you tell the second child, sorry, my child, I only have 100,000. That's all I have. And I plan to support your elder, not you. No, you would not do that, would you? You would divide equally amount for each. Wouldn't you do that? Conceptually, that is the decision made by the trustees. And there are 4 items to the policy changes on the World Fund, and I shall briefly go over them. I'm sure you will have questions. Rotary International has comprehensive communication plan. There will be emails to all district leaders and plans to have regional webinars in the coming weeks to explain and to discuss more about these changes. In the meantime, you can direct your questions to Rotary Support Center at rotary.org. Rotary Support Center at rotary.org. Now the changes. The first item is District Designated Fund, or DDF. DDF contributions transferred to Polio Plus will be now matched at 50% instead of 100%, effective 1 July 2021. For example, if your district transfers $20,000 of DDF in Rotary year, the World Fund will match it with $10,000, and then the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation will match 2-to-1, up to $100 million per year. Second item of the change policy in World Fund, the World Fund match will be reduced from 100% of DDF to 80% when used for global grant, effective 1 July 2021. DDF applied to the global grants will be receiving not a 100% match from the World Fund, but only by 80%. This will allow more number of global grant projects to be supported by the foundation. For the 2020-2021 Rotary year, as long as the funds remain available, DDF transfers will continue to be matched at 100% for global grant applications with submitted status. Third item, 5% of the current year annual fund share contributions will be taken equally from the World Fund and DDF to help fund operating expenses, effective 1 July 2021. You probably know currently 5% of the total share contributions are deducted only from the World Fund to help pay for the operating expenses. Beginning 1 July 2021, the 5% operating expenses will be split equally between the World Fund and DDF. For example, a $100 contribution will generate $5 of operating expenses, and the remaining $95 will be divided equally, $47.50 for DDF and another $47.50 for the World Fund. The fourth item, the rollover of unused DDF will be limited to 5 years. DDF that has been held for more than 5 years will be applied to the district's discretion to Polio Plus or areas of focus endowment funds to General Endowment Fund, including Rotary Peace Centers, the Disaster Response Fund, or the World Fund, effective 1 July 2021. Annual fund donors give with the expectation that their contributions will be used promptly to help communities. But the amount of rollover DDF each year remains too high. So in conclusion, balancing the financial resources with program demand is challenging for any charity, and adjustments and difficult decisions are sometimes necessary. Rotary members can help increase the good being done through the Foundation's programs by contributing more to the annual fund. This creates more financial resources for the World Fund. And I wish to stress that the Rotary Foundation continues to find ways of increasing our effectiveness and efficiency, including reducing operating expenses. And I assure you that we are committed to careful stewardship and prudent investments that provide more funding for grants and foundation programs. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you will support these changes and be the champions. And thank you for your participation at the Synergy Rotary Friendship Alliance. Thank you very much. 감사합니다.
Thank you, Trustee Sang-Pu Yoon, for the closing remarks. We now call on past District Governor Oyen Villanueva of District 3790 in the Philippines for the Mabuhay announcements.
Thank you very much. Fellow Rotarians and guests, thank you for attending this special Synergy meeting event with our Rotary International President-elect, Shekhar Mehta. That was truly an inspiring presentation. The Rotary Club of Baguio Summer Capital would like to reward you tonight for attending this special occasion with a token certificate. Please follow these instructions. Number 1, scan the QR code that is listed down there, or visit www.rcbsc.net and look for the Mabuhay Synergy Certificate. So scan it right now, and you'll be redirected to the rcbsc.net. Number 2, on the blank provided, fill in your name. Number 3, enter your home club. And lastly, provide your email address and press done. Please remember to do this within 60 seconds because it will revert back to the home page. Voila! Congratulations, my friends. You now have your virtual attendance certificate. Thank you for attending. As we say in the Philippines, Mabuhay, meaning long live. What is an event without pictures to remember this wonderful event? Truly wonderful event. The Rotary Club of Baguio Summer Capital would like to request for a group picture with our special guest, you. May we now kindly request everyone to please turn on your respective cameras as we take a snapshot of all attendees. Okay, turn on your cameras, everyone. Turn on your cameras, turn on your cameras. We're gonna be taking pictures of you. And repeat after me, say Mabuhay! Mabuhay, everyone, turn on, Mabuhay! Turn on your cameras, again, Mabuhay!
Mabuhay!
One more time, Mabuhay!
Mabuhay!
Very good. Thank you very much for participating. In behalf of past District Governor Sunil Sakaria, the Synergy Alliance would like to announce the following schedules and new members. On March 5, 2021, as you have seen a while ago, the Synergy meeting will be hosted by RC Rotary Club of Dulikil, Nepal, Bhutan. On April 11, 2021, the Synergy meeting will be hosted by the Rotary Club of Semarang, Kunti in Indonesia. On May 15, something special is going to happen. On May 15, 2021, the Synergy Alliance Europe will be launched. There are already 15 members to date that have joined the Synergy Alliance Europe, and they are present here tonight. Special greeting to the Rotary Club of Bungoma, Elgon, the Republic of Kenya, as invited by the Rotary Club of Melawati of Malaysia. And my fellow Rotarians and Synergy Alliance friends, soon to join us would be the Rotary Club of Mali of the Republic of Maldives, headed by the President Saeed Ahmed and Secretary IPP Imon Jamil. And the next club to join us would be the Rotary Club of Wan Chai, Hong Kong, with its President Bonnie Wong and Secretary Donna Lau. This event will not have been successful without the attendance of so many Rotary dignitaries. We would like to acknowledge them as follows. Firstly, our Rotary International General Officers, the one who have spoken a while ago. Please turn it back again, please. Return, there we go. Our President-elect, Sheka Mehta, Mahesh Kotbagi, RI Trustee Sang Kyun, Aziz Menon, Manoj Desai of past RI Director, and our very own past RI Director from the Philippines, Rafi Garcia, and past RI Director, Gilir Tumangan from the Philippines. Thank you. Our district governors that have attended, thank you very much. Our very own Jess Sama from District 3790. Our past district governors, thank you. Thank you for attending. Oh, there's so many of you. District governor-elects, thank you very much for all attending. From all, I think we've completed almost the Philippines. District governor nominees and designates, thank you. Thank you for gracing our occasion. And our special guests, especially past District Governor Sani Coloma, the Editor-in-Chief of the Philippine Rotary Magazine, Ms. Rashida Bagat, the Editor of Regional Rotary News Trust India, and past District Governor Tunji Funsho, one of Time Magazine's 100 most influential people in the world. Past District Governor Urs Herzog, Synergy Alliance Europe, Switzerland. President Linda Gebser, very good friend, Synergy Alliance Europe, Germany. Past District Governor Mayan Solomon and Paulina, Coordinator for Zone 10. Past District Governor June Farcon, Rotary Regional Foundation Coordinator for Zone 10. Our club presidents that have attended, thank you very much. Club president-elects, there's so many of you. Thank you for attending. Club secretaries and secretaries-elects, thank you. And now, thank you again very much for our special Mabuhay thanks for the District 3790 Philippines, our host district, District Governor Jess Sama, and District Governor-elect Willie Serafica and their team. Thank you for supporting us tonight. Thank you. Finally, you have seen Baguio and the Philippines virtually tonight. No visit to our country would be complete without a karaoke-style song sung by all the Philippine Rotarians during our events. May I kindly request everyone to not to turn on their microphones, but sing together silently while muted, while we play the song, the Rotary song written by George Canseco and featuring the projects of the Rotary Club of Baguio, Summer Capital. I want to be a Rotarian for the world, make the road, carry the flag, Flag of peace unfurled, I shall serve my community, held achieve universal unity. Rotary, I shall dedicate my all. World understanding shall be my cherished goal. With a four-way test, I'll pursue my quest. If in my little way help attain peace in the world, I shall not have lived in vain. Service above self, lend a hand to all who need my help. I'll give my spouse to involve in Rotary, and in Rotary ways I will train my family with a four-way test. Pursue our quest, living our little way, help attain peace in the world. We shall not have lived in Build a bridge for tomorrow's youth, strengthened by nothing but the truth. Let's join our hands, there's no reason we'll divide. We shall all understand why the good Lord is our guide. With a four-way test, we'll pursue our quest, living our little way of attain peace in the world. We shall not have lived in vain. Peace be achieved. We shall not have Mabuhay! Mabuhay!
Thank you very much. Salamat po. Salamat.
Mabuhay from the Rotary Club of Baguio, Summer Capital, Philippines. Maraming salamat po.
Salamat. Thank you very much. Salamat.
Thank you, past District Governor Oyen Villanueva. We now call on Charter President of the Rotary Club of Baguio, Summer Capital, Philippines, Virgilio Bautista, for the vote of thanks.
Mabuhay. In the diplomatic corps, they say, all protocols observed. Instead of mentioning all the names of all the dignitaries for tonight, of which we have a full list of Rotary International, district, and club offices, I respectfully say all protocols observed. In behalf of all participants, I express our sincere appreciation to our beloved Rotary International President-elect Shekhar Mehta for his presentation and assurance that our coming Rotary year will be full of activities despite the world pandemic. Growth in membership is forthcoming, and hopefully we will see some face-to-face events with the vaccines already being distributed. Hopefully, our Rotary donations will not only be in cash and in kind, but our beneficiaries will see Rotarians in action, serving them face to face. There is no greater joy for us than to personally help the sick, the poor, the oppressed, and the disadvantaged. Let us serve others to change their lives. Last month, we taught you the word Mabuhay. Tonight, permit us to teach you a new word, Salamat. Salamat means thank you. In behalf of the organizers, we wish to give the certificate of appreciation to Rotary International President-elect Sheikh Mehta. The award reads, Certificate of Appreciation is awarded to Sheikh Mehta for sharing his valuable time and wisdom to the participants of the Synergy Rotary Friendship Alliance as hosted by the Rotary Club of Baguio Summer Capital, District 790, Philippines, given this 14th day of February 2021. Signed by Joseph Angelo Martirez, Chairperson, Mabuhay Synergy Meeting. Carlito Villanueva, President, Rotary Club of Baguio Summer Capital. Rolando Villanueva, past District Governor, District 3790. Similar certificates are awarded to Sang Kuyun, Mahes Kotbagi, Indiraga Segaran, and Jesus Sama. A certificate of recognition is gratefully awarded to Sunil Sakaria for his tireless efforts in supporting and facilitating clubs to work together in the spirit of camaraderie within the region. Similarly signed by past President Joseph Angelo Martirez, President Carlito Villanueva of Rotary Club Baguio Summer Capital, and past District Governor Rolando Villanueva of District T790. Salamat to all participants. Salamat to the brothers and sisters who made this event possible. A special salamat to all the program speakers and organizers. Mabuhay and Salamat.
Salamat po.
Maraming salamat po.
Salamat RC Jalalabad of Afghanistan. Salamat RC Dhaka Maverick of Bangladesh. Salamat RC Karachi of Pakistan. RC Thimphu of Bhutan. Salamat RC Cochin Harbor, RC Kalamaseri, RC Udumalpet Central of India. Salamat RC Semarang Punti of Indonesia. Salamat RC Ampara of Sri Lanka. Salamat RC Meliwati of Malaysia. Salamat RC Dulukel of Nepal. Salamat RC Singapore. In behalf of the Rotary Club of Baguio Summer Capital, we thank you. Salamat po. Now call this meeting adjourned. Fellowship continues.
The program has come to a close. Thank you for spending the evening with us. We look forward to seeing you in our March meeting as hosted by Rotary Club Dulikhel in the beautiful country of Nepal. On behalf of the Rotary Club of Baguio, Summer Capital, Philippines, this is Steve Catting wishing you a good evening and a happy Valentine's Day. Salamat, Mabuhay, and fellowship continues.
Salamat, everyone. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, everyone.
Salamat.
Salamat.
Thank you.
Salamat.
Thank you.
Salamat,
You can unmute
everyone.
yourselves
Mabuhay.
and
Salamat.
celebrate.
Salamat, salamat po.
Salamat.
Please
Galing mo,
unmute yourselves.
President.
Salamat.
Salamat po.
Mabuhay.
Salamat po. Salamat.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Valentine.
Thank
Congrats.
you.
Salamat po.
Capital.
Congrats, classmates.
Congratulations, Baguio
Valentine's
Summer
Club.
Capital.
Yan.
Galing, galing. Summer
Salamat.
Capital.
Baguio Summer Capital.
Salamat.
Salamat po.
Valentine.
Mabuhay.
Happy Valentine's.
Good night.
Happy Valentine's
Night.
Day. Thank you for joining us.
Night to
Salamat.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night. Salamat po.
Thank you. Good night. Happy Valentine's
Salamat.
Day.
Thank
Happy
you. Thank you.
Valentine's
Salamat po.
Day.
Salamat.
Wishing you all a
Thank
very
you.
happy
Thank you for
Valentine's
joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Salamat.
Salamat.
Para si
Salamat po.
Elgon in Kenya, Africa. Thank you.
Thank you very much from Africa. Thank you very much. Salamat.